Prepare to discover the secret ingredient that will transform your carrot cake forever, a vibrant orange curd. Our culinary journey begins with this fresh, zesty layer. First, crack 2 whole eggs into a saucepan. Then, separate another 2 eggs and add only the yolks. Now, add 100 grams of sugar and whisk the eggs and sugar together until the mixture is smooth and well combined. Next, you'll need 1 orange. Zest it directly over the saucepan, being careful to only grate the orange part and avoid the white pith, which can be bitter. Then, cut that same orange in half and squeeze out its juice. You can use a citrus juicer or simply squeeze it by hand, whatever works best for you. Pour the juice through a fine mesh sieve into a glass to remove any pulp or seeds, ensuring a perfectly smooth juice. Add the strained juice to the mixture in the saucepan, then incorporate 15 milliliters of cornstarch and whisk until completely smooth and combined. The cornstarch is crucial as it helps stabilize the curd, allowing it to set properly within the cake. Place the saucepan on the stove over low heat and cook the curd, stirring constantly to prevent it from burning or sticking to the bottom, until it thickens to your desired consistency. Once thickened, remove the saucepan from the heat and add 55 grams of cold butter, cut into small cubes. Whisk in the butter until the mixture is smooth and glossy. Using cold butter helps it melt gradually, contributing to the curd's rich and stable texture. Now, transfer the curd to a bowl, let it cool slightly, then cover it with plastic wrap pressed directly onto the surface. This prevents a skin from forming while it chills. Into the fridge it goes, ready for its moment to shine. While our orange curd chills, let's prepare the cake batter. We'll start by grating 3 to 4 medium carrots. These carrots are key to making the cake incredibly moist and soft, adding a natural sweetness that ensures every bite is perfectly tender. Transfer the grated carrots into a clean bowl. Then, add 100 grams of chopped walnuts, 5 milliliters of cinnamon, and 5 milliliters of nutmeg. Mix everything together until fully combined and evenly distributed. You can skip the cinnamon, but I highly recommend it for that classic flavor. Set this mixture aside for now. In another bowl, using a sifter, combine 240 grams of flour, 10 milliliters of baking powder, and 5 milliliters of baking soda. Sift everything together to aerate the ingredients, which will make the batter light and fluffy. Now, add a pinch of salt to balance all the flavors and give the dry ingredients a quick stir. Set this bowl aside as well. In a separate bowl, add 200 grams of sugar and crack in 4 whole eggs, adding them one by one. Using room temperature eggs ensures they mix better, resulting in a smoother batter. Beat the eggs and sugar for about 3 to 5 minutes on medium speed until the mixture becomes fluffy and slightly pale. Be careful not to overmix, as this can cause the cake to rise too quickly in the oven and then collapse. Next, we'll add 180 milliliters of vegetable oil and 5 milliliters of vanilla extract. Gently mix these into the egg mixture using a spatula. There's no need for a mixer here, we simply want to blend everything together carefully. Alright, now it's time to incorporate the dry ingredients. Gently fold them into the wet mixture in batches, being careful not to knock out the air you've incorporated. Adding them gradually helps keep the batter smooth and prevents overmixing. If you add all the flour at once, the batter can become too heavy, potentially leading to a dense cake instead of a soft and tender one. Your batter should be soft and flowy, forming ribbons that gently melt back into themselves. Okay, now for the carrot mixture. Add a few spoonfuls at a time, then gently fold the carrots and walnuts into the batter. We're adding it in batches to make it easier to fold in and ensure everything gets evenly distributed throughout the batter. Take 2 20cm springform pans and generously butter the bottoms and sides so the cakes release cleanly after baking. Line the bottoms with parchment paper, then pour the batter into the pans, dividing it evenly between the two. Give the pans a gentle tap on the counter to release any air bubbles before baking, and carefully place them into your preheated oven. Bake the cakes for about an hour, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. While the cakes are baking, let's prepare the frosting. You'll need 100 grams of softened butter. Beat the butter on medium speed for a couple of minutes until it turns pale, airy, and fluffy. Then, add 340 grams of cream cheese and mix on low speed for a couple of minutes until it's smooth and fully combined. Finally, add 120 grams of powdered sugar and mix until the frosting is smooth, thick, and creamy. Be careful not to overmix, as the frosting can become runny and lose its structure. And just like that, our frosting is ready. I like to transfer it into a piping bag, as it makes it much easier to apply neatly later. Set it aside for a moment. Now, back to the cake layers. Once they're baked and a toothpick comes out clean, let them cool down slightly in the pans. Only then, carefully release them. Move the cakes onto a wire rack to cool completely. While the cake layers are cooling, let's get our orange curd ready. We'll want to pop it into a piping bag too, as that makes it so much easier to work with. If your curd has set up a bit too firm, just give it a quick blitz with a blender for about 5 to 10 seconds, it'll make it super smooth and silky. Okay, let's assemble this masterpiece. I like to soak the layers with orange syrup, it keeps them extra moist and adds a bright citrus flavor, but it's entirely optional. If you'd like to do the same, you can find the syrup recipe in the description below. Pipe some frosting onto the first cake layer and spread it evenly into a thin layer. Carefully pipe a border of frosting around the edge of the cake, then fill the center with that delicious orange curd we made earlier. Pipe another layer of frosting over the curd, covering it completely. Then, carefully place the second cake layer on top, and I'm going to soak it with the orange syrup as well. Pipe a thick layer of frosting over the second cake layer, then spread it out nicely and evenly. I'm adding some shiny caramelized walnuts on top for extra crunch and elegance. Check out how to make them in the description below. You can also zest a little orange over the top. It adds a pop of color and looks so pretty against the white frosting. And our cake is ready. They say good things come to those who wait, like putting this cake in the fridge for a few hours to allow the flavors to melt beautifully. I am not one of those people. Time to slice it. Oh wow, look at those soft, moist cake layers, the bright orange curd, creamy frosting, and those shiny walnuts on top. All that's left to do is make yourself a cup of tea and enjoy this delicious treat. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.